How's everybody doing out there? It's Jay, the Money Mentor, co-founder of Paving Great Futures, and today you're tuned in to F.L.I.P, which is our financial literacy investment program. Today we have a special guest. Our special guest is Dory Laramore. He wrote this book, The Hustler's Blueprint. This is what we're going to be talking about today. Dory Laramore is a hustler, artist, entrepreneur, real estate investor, certified registered tax professional, amongst many other things. I'm also a legend, a local legend in San Diego. Little CS has done many records as well that top the charts out here and laid the foundation. And what was your inspiration to do the Hustle Blueprint?
Well, the total inspiration is to kind of give the blueprint that people come from the same situation, circumstances, trials and tribulations that we've been through. You know what I mean? The people that's trying to make the transition from where they were at to where they get going. Because they don't know the answers and they don't really want to do the research. So I'm trying to lay it out for them in the simplest form to try to get them to go to the next level, because it's bigger than what some of us think it is. You know what I mean?
So what you're saying is this is the roadmap to the riches.
The roadmap.
This is the treasure map.
That's the name of it. The Hustle Blueprint, Road to a Millionaire.
Road to a Millionaire. So if you need a treasure map to figure out, how can I apply my transferable skills from your life in the streets or whatever you may have had in your background, and you want to transfer that into something legit, something prosperous, this is definitely that blueprint. So I want to go through a few of the chapters. We don't want to give away too much because you got to go cop the book. We're going to talk about how you can get this book at the end of this segment. But one of the first chapters is the hustler's mentality.
Man, it's the mindset.
Yeah.
Every hustler has the same mindset. They go-getters. They put principles, integrity over money. They don't hate on someone they can learn from. They have mental fortitude. It's the whole mentality of a hustler that a person has that they possess that gets them to that next level. And I said, let me touch on this first, because I want to let them know that if you don't have this right here, you can't even go to chapter 2. You can't even go to chapter 3, because you have to have the hustler mentality, man. It's so crucial. Somebody that can turn nothing into something. Somebody that knows how to flip money, somebody that knows how to, just somebody that's overall smart too, you know what I mean?
And I like how you put that, because it's pretty much how you start is how you finish. So if you don't start right, you ain't gonna finish right. So the mind is like a muscle, so you gotta work that muscle out and get started right, man. I like that a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I really feel the hustler mentality is the first step in the hustle blueprint, because that's what it is, a blueprint.
Right.
So it's step by step by step. This is the blueprint, like you said, the roadmap.
Yeah.
So you gotta have that first. Your mind gotta be right first.
The mind gotta be right. The mind is key. The mind is key. So I read the book. I love it. I'm big on finances. I've always been big on finances. I feel we live in a capitalistic society, and money makes the world go round. It isn't everything, of course. You gotta put God first. You gotta have your health and different things. But money does make life a lot more easier and a lot more comfortable, right? Especially coming from where we come from, you needed to make things happen. So read this book, which I really loved. How you talked a lot about assets, right? So now let's talk a little bit about assets versus liabilities.
Well, basically, assets. Put it simple and plain, assets is something that put money in your pocket, and liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. For example, if you're paying a car note, it's taking money out of your pocket. Even though somebody thinks that's an asset, the car's not an asset. If you own a rental property, that's putting money in your pocket. So now that's an asset, such as stocks, bonds, index funds, CDs, all of that is an asset. Businesses are an asset if they're profitable. But liabilities are something like the home you live in. Like, I have 3 properties, but one of my properties is a home I live in. I don't consider that an asset. Even though it might have equity, I don't consider it an asset, because it's taking money out of my pocket every month. Some people, all they have is the home they live in. They think, oh yeah, I have an asset. You do, but you don't. But if you use the simple definition of what puts money in your pocket versus what takes money out of your pocket, then you'll know if you have an asset or not.
And I like how you put that, because just because you have a home, and I've heard this before, it doesn't mean that it's an asset. It could be a liability. It could be taking money out of your pocket. It could be a lot of fixes you have to do on it. It could be upside down. And there's no equity in the home. You could be trying to rent it out, but you're actually getting less in rent. But you're owing more mortgage. So simply put, if it's putting money in your pocket, that home is an asset. And now you may have that home, it may have some equity in it, but until you sell that home, it's actually not even really your money.
It's not money. Until you turn it into real money, it's not money. I mean, it increases your net worth, don't get me wrong. So when you hear people that are worth $1 billion or $750 million, they don't have that much money in the bank. It's counting all of their assets,
Right.
the equity in their buildings or property, whatever. So it does increase your net worth. So when you hear this saying, oh yes, 500 millionaires made every year,
Yeah.
they're really talking about not $1 million in the bank. They're talking about someone that has equity in businesses and equity in property. You know what I mean? So equity you do want equity, but at the same time, you have to have that balance between cash and assets. Because if you have too much cash, then inflation can wipe you out or make you have less buying power. You have too many real estate investments. If the market crash again, then your net worth is wiped out that way. So you got to keep a good balance.
That's very true. Now,